sure you're large? Greetings and salutations, my friends. Hail has
Are you sure you're large? That went live.
Yes.
Are you sure you're large?
That was not.
I feel like that line goes perfectly with CM Punk's shirt right now. Are you sure it's your size?
Marcus, can I tell you something?
Medium.
This shirt right here, this is where the guy had more time to prepare for CM Punk's return. This was not he was told 5 minutes in the back, can you design a shirt so we can sell? Because I'll let you know right now, Marcus and Manny, because I'm not going to leave you out of this one. If I would have bought the first CM Punk shirt and then I saw this one, I would be very agitated because I think this is a better representation.
It's a good shirt.
Of what?
It's a good shirt, but I don't like. It's too much. I'm still not a fan.
It's too religious, Manny? Is that what you're gonna say?
No,
Hell,
it's just. I feel like wrestling shirts, they don't always have to fill the whole shirt like all his other shirts. I feel like it should have just remained up there with the.
Manny, I agree. It is a lot. Welcome everybody to the
you
Sharpshooters.
You want the text on his bosoms, Manny. You want the text only on the bosoms.
I am Eric.
We like to stare at tees. I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
And I am Marcus, the grand finale. One half of the King of the Ropes.
Congratulations on you guys' contract.
We didn't get it.
You guys were there. However, I noticed that the meanest part of the ring was not included into it, so I was a little disappointed. But that's fine.
This was
Marcus, I kind of feel like you wearing the Royal Rumble hat is what cost you your contract.
Nah, it's the podcast sweater. The podcast sweater is too expensive.
Wait a minute. Shit, that's a fake drawn on podcast sweater.
Yes, you did right.
Shit.
Hey, that's a fake. Everything about that under my face is not me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Marcus made me. Whoever's body I'm on looks like I'm about to throw a clothesline from hell at some point.
Yeah, he looks like Josh Briggs.
He do. That's the first thing I thought about Josh Briggs. I was like, man. So as you guys know, we're doing double duty today. We have this recording, and then later on we'll be back for NXT Breakout. I believe that's what it's called.
Deadline.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
Clearly, my notes were inaccurate.
I mean, this breakout tournament is happening, but that was 2 weeks ago, and that's been over. We have another one coming up next week. Oh, but no, this is not called NXT Breakout.
I just drank my memory tea, and I know that is now called Deadline. I apologize for my
I see
mistake.
you looked at your notes.
For my mistake. I just want to pop. El Luchador is here in the house.
Yeah, Eric, can I add something to the show, though?
Go ahead.
Eric, I think that we should add a special guest to the show today, and I'm going to announce it right now, right before he does the Army Navy game, Mr. Brad Nessler. Everybody,
Marcus, I don't think you understand how big that moment was.
Oh, I know how big that was.
Like,
I don't think Manny understands how big that was.
I don't know if Manny knows, but like literally, Michael Cole was really fanboying in that situation. Oh, that's fucked up, Final Boss. That is fucked up. That is.
You gotta put the comment up.
Motherfucker. You will be the Final Boss if I find you.
I don't understand this way.
Did you see the beginning of SmackDown?
Oh,
the War Treaty.
War Treaty.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Thank you.
You son of a bitch.
No, I have a question. Which one of you plays the piano?
No, I'm definitely Treaty in this one.
Because I'm full of hell because I'm ready to go in the Final Boss. He gonna be the boss no more.
You know what? I couldn't think of anything because I was gonna actually, because I saw your comment, Eric, about not being brought up in that picture, and I was actually going to Photoshop, so I couldn't think of anything. And War Treaty would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. Didn't think of it. Couldn't think of it. So I didn't do anything.
So guys, forgive me if I go out of order. I just want to talk about the 9 o'clock hour first. I want to talk about CM Punk being in the middle of the ring. Cutting a promo, and I think once again it's proven that he is gold on the microphone. I felt that this was one of his stronger promos. It made his signing with Monday Night Raw try to look like it was very mysterious.
Well,
I like.
So you don't think there's a mystery? You think he signed it with Raw?
Marcus, I will point out the little nugget he threw to Shawn Michaels that I'm not going to go there in person, but I'll call you on the phone. was like,
Shawn Michaels is busy on the weekend.
we
Shawn
can
Michaels got to deal with
Deadline.
Deadline.
You know what? He might show up at Deadline. Who knows? That would be a good thing for him.
They
to be
may have
there.
a phone conversation.
But I like how the wordplay, the innuendos, and everything about calling out all his competitors from Cody to Seth to Roman Reigns. I mean, him saying he was the
Jungle
first
Boy.
official Heyman guy. I really liked his promo. What about you, Manny?
I mean, I mainly focused on the clear shot at who would punch someone in the back.
Yes. Who would do that?
Who would do that?
You just can't be doing that in 2023.
You can't be punching people in 2023.
That's frowned upon.
Because the thing about it is that, as we all know, you may call me a hippo in a crate. I do dislike when people talk about badmouth their former promotions. However, I would say in this situation, he technically didn't badmouth them. He just implied, and if you in the know,
It's not badmouth him because he's the one that punched someone.
He's the one that he's badmouthing himself. He didn't talk about, oh yeah, you know, this is a real glass or anything like that.
Well, I don't think they can.
People are fearful for their life.
Lawsuit, but
You know what I like the most about the promo though? I like how the promo after it was done, we had like the final exclamation points of him walking backstage, the Bloodline locker room, running into Kevin Owens, coming across Cody, going across Randy and them. I was just like, you know what? I like the way it laid out, in my opinion. I thought it was really good. What about you, Marcus?
I thought the promo was fine. I enjoyed that he left the window open of who he may go after, and he took shots at wrestlers, whether it was Rollins, that other guy who's not the man of his own house.
Not the man of his
so
house.
I don't even have to listen to him or care what he thinks. Or he gonna finish his story at WrestleMania, which that hit, and I went, oh, that's a personal shot. That's personal. That's personal. But there was a point, if you remember at the start of the promo, when he said main event WrestleMania, where his voice cracked a little bit, where I went, oh, he really wants this.
He do. But the thing is, really WrestleMania is 2 nights, baby. WrestleMania is 2 nights, so you can main event one of the nights.
Well, you're talking about cracks, and I don't know how many days it's been since he's back, but I've already seen the cracks in the foundation of the CM Punk return, where he said, I'm at the top of the 9 o'clock hour, which means I ain't going to run out of time for my promo. Which means
I have all the time. You can't cut me.
Yeah, which means there's already trouble waters. If there wasn't one.
It's on the horizon. I don't know how.
I think they knew he was going to be at the end of the show at Raw just to see what happens. You know, like, we got to keep people here. Raw has to be watched that week. The week he showed up on Raw, it has to be watched.
Randy and Dom ran long. That's why his promo was cut short.
I just think that for me, this is the first time I felt very nervous, and I think that this is something that WWE needs.
Nervous.
It's a teaspoon of unpredictability. I mean, because we all. Why are
you nervous? I'd be excited about that.
I'm nervous for Cody. I wanted Cody to be able to finish his story. Punk has messed everything up. Randy has messed everything up. I don't know if Cody is safe.
Eric, he ain't safe anyway. He's already fighting for his story. Nakamura wants his story.
Yeah,
Nakamura wants to finish his story.
But hold on. As we continue with CM Punk, I felt like when he was in the back, it reminded me of the episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Joe came back into Will Smith's life.
Yeah,
as people were giving him side eyes and him not being comfortable. Like the moment when he was about to knock on his bloodline door line, I was like, you haven't unlocked that yet, Punk. You haven't unlocked the bloodline yet in your story mode. When he was like, you can't go here. Or his stare down with Kevin Owens of like, fuck you, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was.
My homies hate you. My homies hate you.
But I thought it was a very good promo. I thought it was a good way to start off the 9 o'clock hour. I thought he got all his points across. And I think that a lot of people doing promos going forward could really take a lot of notes from that to make them a better promo deliverer.
Yeah.
Well, he made reference to how his promo on Raw not being as good. And then people didn't really like it because they couldn't tell where that director was going. So like this was a much better promo, but it still goes I still think it will go as far as to listen. I want to see his first match and see how he fares.
Oh no, Manny,
he's injured.
Manny, I don't think
he gets injured.
I don't think he can wrestle. I don't know if he can go. I just don't know. I think that you have to prolong him having a wrestling match, you have to treat him like Roman Reigns appearances. He's going to wrestle just as much as Roman Reigns appears. Like,
you think CM Punk returns? This is what it's in our future. It's like Edge returns.
Yeah, it's just like
the Edge schedule.
CM Punk has appeared more times than Roman this quarter.
So they call me petty. El Luchador says the petty in me hopes that CM Punk steals the end of Cody's story. Cody left AEW when Punk came. Cody left AEW when Punk came in. Now Cody can't escape Punk. I mean, you are petty, but Cody,
so what's that? You just you're what? Is he upset because Cody left AEW for WWE? That's what I think
he's upset that both.
Or is he upset that when Cody left AEW lost a part of his soul?
Which is kind of true in a way. It kind of lost a little something.
2023 hasn't been good to AEW.
No, I mean they're gonna point to Wembley accomplishment,
that's all they're
advertising. That's the only highlight this year, really. Which is
you say that's a highlight, but then realistically, everything that Punk did has kind of made that not feel as big as it was. Much like 2 years, like in end of 2022 with the Brawl Out.
Yeah.
Everything happens. It takes away from what they actually accomplished. When
I sit here and I reflect on AEW and I reflect on AEW to you guys, is that I remember the most exciting moment for you guys is when you guys said that they finally had some entertaining television, and that's when they had Collision. Like the first episode of Collision, you guys were all over. You're like, oh man, this is really entertaining. And then the next week was really good. The next, it just all fell off. Everything just disappeared.
It was about 4 straight weeks of Collision of being really good and it making sense and featuring wrestlers I wanted to see and all that. And then all of a sudden it's now Rampage Dose.
Well, it happened. The backstage brawl happened, and next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, what done happened to this? You
Punk lost the show. That's basically what happened. Punk lost the show. Jungle Boy brought his shit over there, and in hindsight, we may look back at the all-in fight between Jungle Boy as the biggest moment in wrestling.
Maddie, do you want me to go get the bag and find out what's in it? So I can go get it. Or do you want
I just want it gone. I just want it gone, man. That thing has existed in your background for 3 years.
I normally have to share the other way, but
you see, I didn't know you were talking about that. I thought you were talking about CM Punk's mystery bag. It was his real bag.
He talked about the
real world champion bag.
So SmackDown started off with Santos going against Dragon Lee, with Dirty Dom coming out, blocking Kevin Patrick's view. This match was fine. I did not like the ending. I didn't like how Dragon Lee just kind of lost. I mean, kind of lost some of his momentum going into his match with Dom at, I like to call it breakout, not deadline, but breakout. Manny, would you like to chime in?
My co-host of the Untitled Manny and Marcus Show, or the Kings of the Rope podcast, normally gives out strikes. I am giving a strike for JBL on commentary in 2023. I do not need to know his 1960 to 1980 references on commentary because I don't know who the fuck they are, and he needs to stop.
Manny, can you elaborate on which references you did not know? Because I was in the know for most of them.
I just didn't take note of any of them. So strike for JBL.
Manny, you weren't the one that drew the picture of the commentating team of JBL and Booker T and sent it to us?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Mark, what did you think of this opening match?
I thought it was fine. Same issue. I thought it just kind of ended. But it felt appropriate as to what happened at Survivor Series, where Santos was like, fuck you, I'm just gonna end this. Santos has his number. He drinks his milkshake, Eric.
So Mark, you remember how you was talking about the Garzas and them coming up to be part of Santos' new Legado? Well, rumor has it, the rumor has it, somebody's contract in AEW is ending, and he's mulling over what he's going to do. Do we see Andrade actually unite with Santos and become what him and Rush was supposed to be in AEW that it never turned out? Marcus, what do you say to that?
I say he reunites with Selena Vega, and she gets that man to whoop that man's ass.
Well, I mean, that works too.
Because she can't get her man to get out the dark place or hang around his black man, his Kings of the Black Throne, to come whoop his ass. The only other man closest to her is Andrade.
Manny, fuck Randy Orton for having so much money, not only paying his fine, but adding extra for when he fuck up again. I did not appreciate that from Randy.
Nah, that was a warning. He's like, that was a warning, and I approved of it.
Hold on, Eric. I want to add this. I don't believe you can prepay for fines. I don't believe Draymond could go into Adam Silver's office and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna choke somebody again."
I feel like he should.
I just feel like it's because if you find somebody for doing the same thing over and over, you need to increase the fine. You can't charge them the same thing because Nick Aldis made a fatal mistake. Because Randy was sure this was going to be one of them Vince McMahon $500,000 fines that Vince McMahon would always throw out there. Be like, I can't like. Remember that time Kevin Owens got fined $1 million? He never financially recovered from that.
My biggest issue with this, Marcus, is that Randy had to go in there and pay the fine. We all know we're in 2023 going to 2024. They should have just deducted that out of his direct deposit. That's all they had to do. Take the fine out right then and there. No reason for him to walk in with that money.
Hey, this is a shady undercut. This is a fight league. They work all in cash. I'm shocked he didn't just give him $100,000 in cash.
Hey, I would have pulled up with a Brinks trucks with $50,000 worth of pennies and like, take that shit, you're fine. There you go.
I don't know why it made me laugh when Nick Aldis said, but Randy.
But Randy.
The fine is only 50. You gave me 100. It's too much.
Wow.
I don't know why that made me laugh just the way he said that. It's just a stupid situation. But can I give you this scenario in 2023? If I flash back into the year 2020 and I told you CM Punk, Nick Aldis, and Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes were all on the same show, would you be like, what the fuck kind of show is this?
And Ted DiBiase's in jail. I'll be confused, Marcus. I'll be very confused.
Yeah, like what happened?
Like
what happened? What happened with Billy Corgan?
Yeah,
what happened with Tony Khan? Why is it, Cody? You started AEW. Like if you walked into a time machine, you go, well, how the fuck did AEW get all these people?
I like how Nick Aldis is a hypocrite because when main event Jey Uso showed up on SmackDown, he had it through a fit. Cody showed up unannounced, didn't care, and then he invites Cody back for tribute to troops, and Cody cuts a speech, and then we get a promo package voiced over by John Cena. And the only thing that I took away from this is that, damn, John Cena lost his Boston accent in sometime in 20. Like, it was heavy at the beginning. Like, I was like, wow. And then next thing you know, he became John Cena talking. Manny, you are the resident John Cena expert. When did his accent, his Bostonian accent, lessen?
The moment he started fast. He'd been playing around with those other big men, those other big bald men, Dom, and it became about family.
You thought it was Fast and Furious. I am going to lean towards he's lost his accent right about the same time he lost his job for losing to CM Punk in Chicago. That's why I think he officially lost it.
You're 100% correct. Randy is one of those type of dudes who works at the corporate and should have been fired 20 years ago, but he makes the company trash bags worth of money, and he's related to somebody that's high up in the office. Like Randy, everything Randy has done from shitting in people's bag to fucking everybody in the locker room, Randy should have been fired.
Well, let's talk about Randy for a bit. He went to the office with Nick Aldis with the fine money and paid him back. And he had the question, and a very valid question. What makes you think I want to team up with this man? Why did you? Because I wonder when they put these matches together of these random teams. He had a valid point of, I don't know this man at all. I just really kind of met him last week when he quote unquote made the save, and Randy denied the save at all. I was getting my second win. I was gonna be all right. I wonder why Nick Aldis team is together. And Randy going, he may turn on me.
Yeah.
Randy, you turn on everybody.
But people who turn on people don't like to be turned on, Marcus. It's a common ground. So I have a new segment that I'm debuting today that might not make it past this week, but it's this week.
It never does.
I like to call it the Lost Souls of the Week. I had two candidates this week for the Lost Souls of the Week who probably should be future endeavor and probably could be doing better in somebody else's company.
Yeah, we know this is going to Karrion Kross.
My first
I don't
Lost
even know
Soul
why
of the
you
Week.
build up suspense for it.
My first Lost Soul of the Week is Karrion Kross. He went against Bobby Lashley, who I believe is supposed to be a heel. However, with the troops, he came out there.
You can't when they announce him as Sergeant Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I was like, he came out, he saluted. I was like, he ain't losing this shit.
Yeah,
Bobby
bro
looked
came
good,
out.
Bobby looked good.
He can't
Bobby
got
looked
one
real
shit.
good.
They gonna do this for him.
But you know what? To Karrion's crap, Karrion looked good too. He looked like a big dude taking an ass whooping. I was like, this ain't a bad match, but Karrion Kross did disappear for 6 months. I was happy.
I think he already did that.
Karrion Kross looks like what Vince wanted CM Punk to look like.
Yeah.
But Betty, are you happy that Triple H gave him his full entrance?
I mean, it might be the last time we see his full entrance.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you. I was thinking to myself when I was looking at this guy, and I was like, man, his soul is lost. Him being in AEW won't really help. But you know what? Maybe there's another guy on NXT that is kind of trying to figure out what he's doing. Maybe we can pair Karrion Kross up with Joe Gacy. Maybe they could do something with each other. I mean, why not?
I mean, Joe Gacy is a lost soul, Eric. He should. Do you know what? Your segment should be Karrion Kross and the Lost Souls.
Yeah, because I'll tell you my week this week is Karrion Kross and Mark Briscoe. Both of them. And then now I think about Joe Gacy. Oh, you know what? And the Rock's daughter Needs, because I don't know what the fuck she doing now, making matches and shit. I don't know.
She's an assistant now. She's an assistant.
Yeah. It's a damn shame when her role just keeps going like, I don't know what to do with you, but I can't fire you because I ain't pissing Dwayne off.
But this match right here for the United States Championship Tournament first round match is so AEW made no sense because we got no explanation why the mysterious Karrion Kross, who has not been on television in forever, got this chance to participate in this tournament. There's no explanation.
That was brought up by the legendary Brad Nestler, who said, Karrion Kross, we ain't seen him in months. And let's see.
Can I tell you?
What I felt like was the most fed line of the year because I know damn well Brad Nestler don't know who a damn Karrion Kross is.
But maybe he did.
And he might come like, oh, you did your research. I was like, what is this? But I'll tell you how you fix Karrion Kross in one simple step, Eric. You cut that man's hair. You cut his hair. When he had no hair, I said, this guy looks like a guy. He looks important.
He was better when he was bald.
Yeah, he looked evil. There was something more evil about a bald man in a goatee.
I also think that maybe you should do what you did with Baron Corbin. Send him back down to NXT and have a run down there. I mean,
no, you need to put him back in that helmet.
No, Manny, the helmet never. He's still trying to shake off the helmet.
Ooh, man! Once that helmet went on, that was it. That was the
like I said, it was a solid match for him.
That's why he grew out the hair. You ain't never put the helmet on me again.
So we go back to the most petty group in the game right now, Damage Control. They back there warming up and shit like that, and then next thing you know, Bayley cuts a promo talking about she ain't gonna come out there, and she gives advice that no one else should go out there because we're getting a replay of WrestleMania, Charlotte versus Asuka, and then they said, nah, fuck that shit, we all going out there. Manny, Bayley just need to hear him get the fuck out the group because then she gets knocked out by Charlotte.
Yeah,
no, I'm starting to feel bad for Bayley. They are phasing her out, and it's not cool.
I'm telling you right now, Eric, and you're gonna relate to this more than anything. Eric Bayley is an NBA player, and she's Russell Westbrook.
No, Marcus. No,
she's Russell Westbrook.
Marcus.
She showed up with the Lakers.
Marcus.
And everybody's putting the blame on her, even though she out there doing big time work.
Marcus. Bayley is the meanest part of the ring when you guys created the Untitled Manny and Marcus show where I just got phased out from not being anything. You guys out there, you guys having your side conversation.
You chose to get phased out.
I did. But I thought that made good for good television. We got Marcus, dissension creates ratings.
I don't think there's any dissension on this show.
Except for
that one time we had that fight. And Manny was like, ooh. This is getting crazy.
Yeah.
But she's Russell Westbrook, Eric, and they're blaming her for everything. And, even though Asuka wasn't going to win that match. Asuka wasn't going to beat Charlotte. She ain't never beat Charlotte.
Ask your question, Marcus. who's the most turncoat? Is it Dakota Kai or is it Joaquin Wilde?
Oh, Dakota Kai ain't shit.
Yeah, but Joaquin Wilde is even worse.
Dakota Kai
acts like she knows, she understands Japanese now and everything. At least Joaquin
Wilde, they jump her out.
Joaquin Wilde was just pretending, but like they accepted him. I feel like Dakota Kai is kind of just there.
Yeah, she's trying to take that leadership mantle. She up there speaking for people, and all that. So Dakota Kai can deserve her ass whoop. And the only time Dakota Kai is ever good is with Raquel Marie. Put them back together and make them an actual tag team. And can I point out, there was no way Charlotte Flair was going to lose to Asuka this week because she did the one move I knew that she that I didn't know she had in her bag. Once she missed that move so completely. I don't know where she went with that one, but that was the wrong direction.
No,
but second,
during the break,
she did a Habibi kick.
Apparently during the break, because they don't do picture-in-picture on SmackDown, during the break, apparently there was a botched superplex, and then Charlotte nearly actually injured her leg. And then
is that why she was holding her leg?
Yeah, and then when they moved to the next segment, apparently there's fan footage of her telling the ref, my leg. Her leg's like, so she may be injured or maybe carrying a slight injury.
Yeah. I mean, but Charlotte did come out there wearing the push-up outfit. I was like, oh, she thirst trapping again, knowing that Andrade coming back out.
Andrade coming back. Well, they back together. You see that picture?
I didn't know they was back together.
They back together. They still together. They were Finn and his wife for, I guess, a brunch or something, or contract negotiations. Who knows? Eric, we all know where the story's going, but do you want it to go this route? Do you want the unthinkable to happen? And when Dana B goes with the full trifecta of you didn't expect these people to come back with 1, Carlito, 2, CM Punk, and 3, Miss Partial Tongue herself, Sasha Banks.
Honestly, I kind of want it for the simple reason that I don't think we ever really got a real proper 4 horsewomen situation. Like they're all there. It's just it's kind of what I need, but I would actually prefer to see Bayley and Io try to actually compete with it. Maybe Bayley get a chance to try to take the title from Io. You go
that route, and then she gets her ass beat, and she needs backup. Because the Kabuki Warriors are back, and you know who can handle the Kabuki Warriors there? I seen it in the pandemic. Sasha Banks and Bayley killed the Kabuki Warriors.
So you don't think Pepper Niven and Chelsea Green can take care of the Kabuki Warriors?
Pepper Niven.
Maybe she's Pepper
Niven. That sounds like a bad gimmick of somebody that's dressed like Pepper and has knives. Pepper Niven.
Kane talks about the main event. He says Randy with a strike first shirt being worried about being betrayed. Randy ain't shit. We all know Randy ain't shit. Randy can't pass no wellness test. Randy can't be trusted. We know who he is.
Are you saying currently can't pass the wellness test? Or you saying all time?
Yeah. There's no way a man with an injured back. Shout out to Wesley, man. I'm sorry that I thought he was faking and doing bad acting, man. I didn't know it was that bad. My bad, brother. My bad. I'm sorry. You don't know me, and you don't know the evil things I said about you to my wife about your bad acting. I didn't know that you were truly tripping.
They coming and criticizing a man who's crying and pouring his heart out.
You are a horrible person.
Where is it?
I was like,
those ain't nothing but crocodile tears.
I told Shantae, that was the worst damn crocodile tears I've ever heard, man. I'm just glad he can flip because he sure as hell can't act. And the next thing I realized, oh, this might be real. I was like, shit. Main
you
event.
Are the worst person.
Main event was main event. I mean, Randy, LA Knight. I think the person who suffers with CM Punk coming back the most is probably LA Knight because now he's not the hottest thing in there. But you have to give Punk credit. He kind of did put him over a little bit in his promo, but still, like LA Knight ain't nothing but a catchphrase.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring this question up. On the same show, Cody, LA Knight, and CM Punk were on the show.
He's still my boy. People who ain't shit run together, and we are 2 birds on a feather. No, feathers.
You're just 2 pieces of shit.
Yeah, that too. Hey, Manny, when you shit in the shower, do you waffle it down or do you toss it into a toilet?
I don't shit in the shower.
Exactly. Eric. there was a video that came around, somebody talking about that nonsense.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
Eric, you your old memes.
Well,
Man,
go ahead.
I apologize. Eric was typed this meme a few years ago.
Eric's like over here, like.
Mark, you were saying something, Marcus. Go ahead.
No, because you are fully distracted and don't care.
I'm listening.
So, CM Punk, LA Knight, and Cody Rhodes were all on the same show. And both of them are all playing top babyface. And I feel like LA Knight just don't measure up to the levels of superstardom of the people. You can even have Randy in that one as well. I just felt like he looked like an afterthought.
You know, the thing about it for me, personally and professionally, if you could switch people around in the equation, exactly, man. You watched the fucking video.
No, I watched the video, but because it reminds me of that terrible advert we did.
Yeah, Marcus with the curtain. But yeah. I would say that LA Knight should probably be positioned in a position where Bobby's at right now, where he's competing for the U.S. title, and Bobby should be more in the main event picture. I don't know why Bobby's being disrespected again.
Because Roman Reigns still exists, and because of Roman Reigns, no one on SmackDown can reach that upper echelon because that title is being held hostage.
Yes. Roman is holding the title hostage, and Seth was supposed to be different. He's supposed to be different, but he's holding his title hostage as well.
I kind of want titles to change every week now. I don't want long title reigns at the moment. I need it to get ridiculous, and then I can have another title reign.
I don't really have issues with long title reigns. I don't know. It doesn't bother
me. I like long title reigns, but everybody right now is having a long title reign. Except for Logan Paul has like the shortest WWE title reign right now. Even the women's tag team title has had some length right now.
Yeah, but
that's the longest the women's tag team title together.
It don't matter. It don't matter because everybody knows Chelsea Green's the star of that team.
Yeah.
She could be Pepper, she could be Paprika, she could be Oregano. It don't matter. Chelsea's a star of that team.
Hey, do you appreciate the new nickname of Piper Never No going as Miss P?
No, you should never go.
Miss Piggy, you know that, right?
You know, I heard a joke about Miss Piggy this week.
Ooh.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Why can't Miss Piggy count?
Hold on, is it racist or you gonna get us canceled?
No. Why can't Miss Piggy count to 70?
Why?
Because at 69, she has a frog in her throat.
Oh. Oof.
We apologize for Eric and old man jokes.
For those who aren't a fan of the show Muppet Babies,
the worst part about that joke, Betty.
I know. I know you want to say Muppet Babies.
Let me tell you, the worst part about that, because you work in HR, that was told to be at work.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell disgusting jokes at work sometimes.
Yeah, I've heard things
to the right people, where I cannot also be heard by other people.
But how the thing is, even if they can't hear the joke, if they suspect that something was done offensive, they can file a report against you. It's kind of like my boy Lexus King, who is my boy again because he's full of shit. He's doing treacherous things.
No. Before we go into Eric's review of the week, let's finish SmackDown with a second. Was it worth us covering this week, Eric, and doing a second show? Would you have just been satisfied with us bringing it up in Deadline, maybe in passing?
We could have brought it up in Deadline. I was able to create Lost Souls of the Week. Shout out to Karrion Kross for being,
the
WWE nominee, because he was the nominee from WWE, and AEW's nominee is Mark Briscoe. My brother, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with what you got to deal with. You already lost your brother, and now you can't. Now you got to go wrestle and not even wrestle for any purpose. It's a damn shame, man. I tell you, that's a damn shame.
So we want to talk about the Continental Tournament.
I don't.
All right, let's talk about the Continental Tournament.
I don't at all, man. It's like, I mean, nothing against, and I get AEW is for it. It's wrestling. It's wrestling without context. Like, the storylines that I got on AEW is now that Roddy doesn't need the wheelchair. I don't care about Roddy. Doesn't matter. Don't care. I mean, it was.
Me and Marcus answered this question on Thursday. At what point in this Roddy thing did you lose interest?
the second week. Like it was one of those things where they did the whole segment when he was at the house, and you laughed at the giraffe, and it was funny. And then they tried to do the same thing again, like the next week. And then they just kept doing it, and it's like, let's stop. Then they tried to make a merchandise, and I was like, you just gotta know how, like, sometimes you let some things hit and you let it hit, but you don't keep trying to throw it down somebody's throat because then it becomes corny. And I believe
you mean like yelling Samoa or
yeah,
Renee,
yeah, Renee,
yeah,
like that is horrible. The Adam thing worked. That was it. That's the one. That's your one, Roddy. You got one thing that caught fire on the microphone. It's over.
And that's it.
Yeah, now you and your wife must leave.
Forever. Forever.
I mean, Samoa Joe now, because he said he's going to protect MJF, now he can't have wrestling matches because as soon as he's not, motherfuckers play with light switches and then hit MJF up the head with a bottle. I mean.
So who's your devil, Eric, this week? Because this week on the Untitled Manny and Market Show, outlandish claims of who's the devil. Week 1, I picked Sting. Week 2, I picked Darby Allin for personal reasons. And Manny, who'd you pick for your wild take?
Week 1. I can't remember the week 1. Week 2.
We're going to say you picked Jungle Boy for using real glass.
Week 2, it was this week. It was James Storm.
All right. So since we're going with outlandish takes, I'm going with a person who has motive to be the devil, who has been trying to get into the good graces of one MJF, but refuses to acknowledge him. I'm going with one half of the Acclaim, one half of the trio champion, Max Caster. He's tired of that shit. That's what I'm going.
Wait, how can he be the devil when Bowens got thrown through the window and they got attacked?
I guess I didn't finish this whole segment then. I only saw
someone
him laid
did
out.
boot analysis and said
this was 4 weeks ago.
Oh, Mark, 4 weeks ago I didn't watch it.
That was before Full Gear.
Oh, see, Jamal says Max Caster too. He knows it. We all know.
You two are both crazy.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with that? I like Randy Orton. I know what it is.
Have you guys seen the evidence against Wardlow?
Fuck Wardlow, man.
The boot analysis. The boot analysis was insane.
The boot analysis of Wardlow, man. This goes all the way back to what? Your Xia Li analysis?
Xia Li shoe analysis.
Yeah. So we have Wardlow Bootgate. And then also someone pointed out, did you see Wardlow after the match? And his hair looked like he just came out, but he was under a mask. Like his hair was nappy. So Wardlow is a part of this, whether he likes it or not.
But whether it's Wardlow or not, Margaret, if it's Wardlow, nobody gives a fuck.
I hope it's Vince McMahon.
Oh, that was my first take.
What, is Vince?
It was Vince because of the selling of the shares and stuff.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along.
And then we got then we had a tag match between a tag match set up between number one contender and champion. So I was like, outlandish. Week 1 was Vince.
You know, one thing I don't know how I feel about this. Like the whole interaction between MJF and Hangman Page. Like, I don't like how Hangman cuts a promo about, Swerve breaking into his house and how shit ain't over. And then he easily gets distracted by MJF and the title. I'm like, man, this man went into your house. Like, yeah, he whooped your ass at the table, but like, I don't know if you should be focusing on title just yet. This man's going around undefeated in this tournament.
That's your fault with this? Your fault isn't MJF just being a full-on asshole and a dick?
Yeah, but I'm just talking about MJF brought that. Eric, say for instance, you were feuding with me, and then Marcus comes along and says something that triggers you. You ain't gonna bite? Of course you're gonna bite.
That's true.
He was egged on by MJF. He didn't ask for this. But it's done. But although I believe Swerve's chance to win this tournament is out the window because Hangman Page's whole goal in life is preventing the first black AEW champion from ever happening. That's what he said. I'm not gonna let you achieve your goal, Swerve. And I'm like, his goal was to become the first black AEW champion, not the Continental champion. So we will never get a black AEW champion as long as Hangman Page is around.
That actually might be something that give Hangman personality. I'm sorry.
Racism?
Yes, it'd be like the Dijak storyline that WWE did not go with. And for the record, Dijak might be my favorite person this week.
Damn it! No. I said this already.
He just full of hell. Like,
let's move on to NXT.
Let me tell you,
where he came out there tugging this promo, and Eddie Thorpe, who's already injured with injured ribs, is getting carted off. Only for Dusty to say, "Hold on, let me handle some business and take out this piece of trash right here."
And then continue to talk. No, like break from motion. He kicked him while he was still talking to Tyler Bate.
It has me turning red right now because it was the most hilarious thing ever. Because like he did it so naturally, like it was like his hatred was just so built in that this motherfucker. It was Drew McIntyre here. Everything like let me boot this motherfucker right here. Then I'm gonna keep speaking my shit like I didn't do nothing wrong. Greatest moment ever.
So you watched NXT?
I did.
Did you see the competitors in the next male breakout tournament?
Marcus, I can't make no money off of none of them guys.
I can't.
That's not the point.
I can't.
Are you talking about the stereotypes that almost all of them have?
Well, yes, but I want to talk about the Native American, Mr. Bear Hill.
I don't know, but wasn't he Bearcat or something like that?
No, Bear Hill.
Bear Hill, Eric. I said his name right here.
Tatanka 3.0?
Eric, can I say this? Are you, like my co-host, with full intention, playing the team him up with Eddie Thorpe? Are you about to do this?
Yes.
Can you not? First of all, can you not just talk about me like I was doing that in the wrong?
You were in full missing man. What race is he? Team together.
No, I mean the whole thing about it. I was just like, when Eddie Thorpe get his ass beat by Dijak, why not use this Bear Hill, Bear Country to help out? I just looked at this. I was like, and then I asked myself, I don't know if Native Americans really like this stereotype about them going around like dressed up, beating drums. I don't know, it's part of their heritage, but I just don't know.
Eric, the rule is there's never a two. There's never two in the same company. There's never two anywhere. Eric, how many Native American characters was in Street Fighter? There was only one.
T-Feather, right? T-Feather, right?
T-Hawk. Not T-Feather. Jesus Christ.
So, but
in
outside...
Mortal Kombat, how many Native Americans are there?
I don't know. I want to get back to NXT because outside of Dijak being an asshole, by far my favorite shit about the whole episode of NXT was the women. The women lost their goddamn mind. Like Lash Legend, Phelan Henley cut a hell of a promo. I was like, wow, I believe what she's talking about. Blair Davenport talking shit, and then next Manny's girl Nakia Elias coming back, knocking her out. She's
been replaced.
Oh.
Fallon Henley punched Tiffany Stratton and she fell out of her shoes and became an animal.
She did.
Barefoot Tiffy.
Barefoot Tiffy's been around. Charlotte's looking good.
Kalani Jordan not really knowing what she's in there, but she was doing her best. Also, let me just point out a match that I did not expect to be entertaining at all. Was the Alpha Academy versus the Metaphor. And this match was actually so entertaining, it made me sick. I was like, I'm not supposed to like this.
Lash Legend slamming Yokozuna.
Yes! Did you guys, you saw how she held him too. It was a delayed body slam too. I was like, go ahead, Lash. Go ahead.
Yeah, the whole sold everything. But
then, I forgot. NXT was an episode of pettiness. So we had the opening match with Roxanne Perez and found, all the motherfuckers. And so, Kiana James going to the locker room talking about, if I see this bitch again, and Roxanne Perez like, what? And then they start scrapping. I was like, yes, give me the drama. This was TNT. They gave me the drama. This is what the CW bought. This is like watching Arrow and the Flash.
I dare you compare this to Arrow.
I will compare this to Arrow season 4. Because I feel like that's where we're off the rails a bit. We lost the plot somewhere around there.
Then we had the in-ring promo of Wesley giving us a true raw emotion that I thought was fake, and they kind of found out that he got a back anatomy and he gonna be gold.
Then you get deadbeat dad Ray, who comes out there, hey son,
Ray, man.
I don't care if you did separate from me. I am gonna make sure you never achieve shit in your life ever again. What a deadbeat. What a piece of shit. My new son, Dragon Lee, is gonna kick your ass. Ever since he started calling Dragon Lee his surrogate son, Dragon Lee's been getting his ass beat by Santos on a regular.
Question. And then you have the Hank and Take segment, by far the worst segment of all NXT.
Oh no! That was the worst segment.
But my whole thing was,
I'm sorry.
why didn't they poison the beers?
Pause! Breathe! What was the best segment of NXT this week? What did you say?
I told you when Dijak kicked the shit out of Eddie Thorpe.
No, but you just said something else.
He said the worst segment was.
I said the worst segment was the Gallus Boys and Hank and Tank.
Oh, I just needed to slow down a bit.
When they wanted to have a match, and they didn't want to have a match with him, and the next thing you know, they started talking shit. I'm like, what the fuck? When are you gonna talk to Shawn Michaels to get this match?
And when they drinking,
you don't talk to Shawn Michaels anymore. You talk to the Rock's knees.
Yeah,
Ava
Marcus.
So
first of all,
working in the back, Ava Ray.
Whoever was in charge of production and did not put anything in them fucking cups, and they had to drink from empty cups, pissed me off too. Those was empty cups.
Yeah, as the final boss said, excited air. Man, you sound like your dick hard. The way you've been talking about NXT the entire time. The excitement is out of control.
It got me hyped for Breakout, which is really
it's
just
not even called Breakout, and you correct yourself.
I know, Marcus. No. Yeah, you know, it was a fun show. It's what I like in wrestling.
You're not going to cover the World Championship?
And then we have the big announcement that Andre Chase lost hundreds of thousands, but then we still sprinkle in that Thea Hale might be in love with this guy Rory.
Yeah, why was that at it?
I don't know.
Why was that at it?
I don't know. And then we never got to find out what JCJ had to say to Andre Chase, because she might have a way. Maybe she got a rich aunt or something.
OnlyFans. She know Mandy.
And then I like Lexus King again. I don't know. Being maniacal with his little shaved beard, talking shit like, you know, talking about Mello don't miss, but he don't miss either. I was like, damn.
Well, they're going to fight at the, I believe, in the opener of that line.
Yeah, because Ava Rain booked that match.
Ava Rain booked that match to say that so they can prove the trick that they're not in cahoots.
I must
because
admit,
let me tell you something. There's nothing on that video that says he's guilty other than Mello picked up his phone. Everybody picks up their phone when people walk out the ring. Rude. Like as soon as this call is over, I'm gonna randomly go to my phone and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and order vegetable tacos.
I must say I did not have Tyler Bate winning that match. That was not the guy I had picked, but I guess
Mello?
El Luchador. No one really sees it with Brian Pillman Jr. But however,
no one sees it.
They're trying to do something with him compared to what they did with him and Griff Garrison. I mean, they're trying. They're letting him talk. He has a lot of
and it's a mistake every time they do.
Come on. I feel like hold on. I would like to jump in and say the character of Lexi King is a better talker than Brian Pillman Jr.
I'm
not saying it's an improvement. I'm not saying it's much improvement, but there are moments where you go like, there might be something here. He's really playing low rent Chris Jericho pretty good. At times
he's giving me slimy Southern pastor vibes to be like, you know, he trying to sell me snake oil, like, you know, snake oil, like I can heal you if you just let me put my hands on your titties and you can be healed, you know, that type of shit.
I guess that's what.
You know.
I don't know what church you go to.
No. Donate. We will be able to get a private jet.
Luchador, that's why they don't have him wrestling right now. Everybody know he can't wrestle.
Well, there's a lot missing with him. I don't know what it is. It just seems like everything seems unauthentic, and it's been that way his whole career.
Like even his beard with that marker, just color that shit in.
He reminds me of Joey Janela a lot, and I don't know what it is about him.
Oh, where is Joey Janela? He was one of the AEW original.
He wrestles everywhere. He wrestles in the Indies. He's doing a circuit.
Most of the originals are leaving now.
Yeah. Due to change of direction. Oh, hey, Eric. I know you're not a dirt sheet reporter at all, but I have a question for you, and I have a statement for you that happened earlier this week. We were talking about the AEW locker room right now, and I want to let you know the temperature of morale is low.
Yes. My sources have told me this too.
As we said, me and Manny said, this is our favorite news story to come out the dirt sheets. No matter what, whether it's in WWE or AEW, who is back there doing the temperature of morale? How do you gauge?
How do you measure it? I still want to know how you measure it.
You look at me, people just not eating that catering like they used to.
No, you go back there. You have this person who's probably always saying, "Hey, Jungle Boy, how you doing today?" Not too well. All right. Hey, Wardlow, how's it going? Things could be better. Hey, MJF, how you doing? I'm doing great. Hey, Jay White, how you doing? I've been having a rough time, ever since I stole the title. I haven't it. And based off my analysis, I've asked 3 out of 4 people. They are not in good spirits. Morale is down. That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
So wait. If all 4 of them said no, so the report would be morale is at all time.
Not down, Manny. It's like people are requested to leave. The ship is sinking at this point. So you got one person.
So my final question for you, Eric, as we probably wrap this show up and all this chaos that's been going on. Eric, you're on social media. You give out your frustrations to the AEW locker room.
We're talking about Britt Baker, right?
On this show.
We're talking about Britt Baker,
tweet out your frustrations on this show. Are you okay with me and Manny finding you?
Yeah, especially like this. Are you okay with me and Marcus finding you like this?
I guess you technically should. You can find her, but we're talking about Britt Baker in a whole, right?
No,
Brian
Danielson, the cop. Brian, he's a cop.
Oh, he got fined?
He gives the fines out,
Brian Danielson fines people for social misconduct.
He's in charge of fining people now. This week, Mike Santana got fined.
For what?
Lashing out. Oh, now deleted tweet.
Was he lashing out with Lash Legend?
This is the thing where I will point out. This is where Tony really has a disconnect from how to run a wrestling business. I thought he would have learned from the whole EVP situation. Having wrestlers be in charge is not a good idea. Having a wrestler be in charge of your disciplinary committee that is active, who may not share who, from my understanding, doesn't even like social media. This seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I don't understand why my coworker, who's my peer, is able to fine me, Eric. Why?
I don't know.
Why? I would not be okay with that.
The person in that position should not be an active wrestler.
Yeah. It should be, hell, I don't know if he's still back there. Give Darren Anderson.
I know it works in like football teams where the team captain will fine players for being late for meetings and all that stuff. But those fines go towards like Christmas parties and stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't feel like when it's a singular thing, not a team kind of based sport, that someone active should be in that type of position where you're being fined for serious things.
I just wish Tony would man the fuck up and just say, "Yeah, it's me that fined you."
Yeah, I think it should be a committee. But
he's a committee. He's a part of the discipline committee.
Yeah, but is it like a vote? Like that's the morale?
We don't know how it works.
No, the morale thing I don't understand in both companies.
Yeah, the morale thing's a joke for us.
No, it's called clickbait, pretty much. El Luchador Dirk says, those hoping for AEW demise, I would ask you why. I don't enjoy most of WWE, but I don't wish their demise. Wrestling needs option, and this is good for competition. I hope you don't think the criticism that I'm giving to AEW is hoping that they fail. No, I just feel like they're on the road to failure. They're doing a lot of mistakes. I think AEW is extremely important for WWE to be successful. And that might sound crazy. WWE needs competition. Once AEW popped up, WWE really changed a lot of the things that they were doing. And I felt TV got better.
I think it's this Triple H regime, I think he's kind of veered in a little bit of a different direction. But I think AEW, I nearly called them TNA. AEW need to evolve more and stick around a lot longer, and then be seen as a viable threat. The way they came at WWE at the beginning, it kind of felt like they were trying to walk before they could crawl.
I think the problem that happened is that TK doesn't know how to evolve. I think TK has relied on what worked at the very beginning by signing all these great wrestlers and always having, in quotations, surprises. And after a while, that stuff doesn't work anymore. Like, you really have to create content. And for me, I asked the question, I think, because you guys are a little bit more into professional wrestling. So, like, you guys can probably be satiated with great matches after great matches, like, like what they do in New Japan. However, I need to have purpose behind the matches, if that makes sense. Like, we already know that everything in the wrestling ring is staged. However, I would like to have a little bit more glitz in it to make me even become more invested. Like, maybe these guys don't like each other and stuff like that. No, it's a theater.
That's why me and Marcus kind of have a disconnect with what's the current plan for AEW with these continental tournaments. There's not much going into them, and there's barely any story going into it. They've added a kind of a little element within the tournament between Swerve and Mox, where like they're both on 9 points, and it's like, oh, let's see who's going to leave here with that undefeated. So that adds a little bit to the match, but like, there is generally nothing going into it. But I feel the problem sometimes with AEW is they've got too much great wrestlers that when you pair them off against each other, one of them, you can't realistically have them take a clean loss like that.
Yeah.
Because it will kind of just devalue them a little bit. So that's where you get those interference stuff, and then that's when people find a little bit disconnect, and that can really deter from a really good match.
Like, I'm not gonna say that the segment that took place on NXT was perfect when they had all the women competitors in the ring and they were talking about what makes them think, but that would really help with the tournament. Like you said, that engagement between Swerve and Mox made it a lot more entertaining instead of just people out there just wrestling. And I think that's, like, you had that interaction with Mox and Swerve, but then you go on and have Jay Lethal versus Jay White, and like I said, Jay White is a dead fish in the water. He's just dead. Like, he can never overcome what he did. He stole fucking MJF belt, had every advantage in the world, and he still lost. Like, what's stopping him from going to steal the belt again? Since it worked so well for the first time. It's just really weird what Jay White's going on. Marcus, do you have anything to add?
I do. It's been a while since I said
Mark, this is the most quiet I've ever seen you. Like, I was like, are me and
but he was really actually listening. He wasn't.
Yeah, I was like,
didn't
were
want
me and Benny really making good points? I was I was confused.
I fell asleep. No, I just have to say this. So when it comes to this tournament and these matches, and I feel the main issue with me in AEW right now is variety. Everything just seems the same. Everybody's doing the same. Everybody's having the same match. To me, standing chops in the middle, back and forth, kicking out people finishers. It's the same match over and over, ends in roll up. And I'm not really a fan of that. And that's kind of where we're at right now in every single match. I know people are like, oh, he's a great fighter, but they just come off to me as unoriginal. Like, I've seen these matches already like a million times on each week of Dynamite or whatever. I just need a variety, shake it up. You know what? I know this may sound horrible and very WWE, but someone just work on a leg for a match. Just bore the shit out of me and put somebody in a chin lock for a little bit. Just change it up a little bit. Don't give me, and what you get in WWE probably more, let's say, what's the guy that loses his hair? Nathan Frazier versus Axiom match. And then all of a sudden in the next match, they're doing the exact same thing that they did. And basically similar movesets. Just change it up a little bit. And on the point of, I need AEW to stay around as well, because I do think they make WWE better. They have made WWE better. And you may say it's all the Triple H era. Some of it is Triple H. But if you go back all the way to even the Vince McMahon era, he started the Bloodline shit. That's all Vince early on. And I feel like they elevated the game because of AEW. AEW is going to go out of business if they continue to just do the same shit. Like Eric, you said, all the surprising stuff. There are no more free agents to sign.
Okada.
But there will be.
I know.
2024 is going to change this landscape of wrestling.
But it just
make it
like
interesting.
who's the big game changer though out there and all these signings and all that. It's not about signings, it's about continuous stories. You have one of the best rosters ever assembled. And I'm saying this is AEW, but yet there's a lot of people just sitting on the sideline doing nothing.
I would like to chime in on this one, and I'm going to take it to the television realm.
You already chimed in. That was my point. That was my 5 uninterrupted minutes.
But Marcus, allow me to piggyback on your point. And this is where I say, like, for example, one of my favorite shows of watching TV was Arrested Development. Thought it was a great show. However, the show got canceled for the simple reason it was too inside baseball. Like, you couldn't just turn the show on and watch it. You had no. That was the biggest criticism. If you didn't know what Buster's character was, you couldn't really get invested. Then you take another show like Modern Family,
I just don't feel like Arrested Development was the right show to call that out on.
No, but then you have like Modern Family, where you can just turn it on and you can watch it. You can figure out what the fuck is going on. To me, AEW feels
you watch Modern Family for the Colombian lady.
No, AEW feels a lot to me like Arrested Development. If you're invested into everything that's going on behind and you keep track of it and stuff like that, it's a great show.
Dare you?
However, if you are a casual and stuff like that, you turn it on, you really don't know what the fuck is going on. You just don't.
I just think Arrested Development's the wrong show for this.
Because you like the Arrested Development.
On Arrested Development, you get a previously on, and then they do flashback narration, and there's a narration, and there's all the stuff that explains what's going on. Arrested Development is the wrong show.
No, it's not, because
it is the wrong show for this one.
They gave you a preview of what happened, but there were a lot of jokes on that show that took place because you knew something happened a couple of episodes ago that would just go over people's heads.
Would always, and this is Ron Howard, would jump in and tell you why this joke is happening.
Well, that's why it's my point and not your point. You don't have to agree.
I'm just telling you, you're wrong with Arrested Development. Not keep your loop, because I jumped into the middle of Arrested Development.
I think Curb fits that a bit more.
Oh, fucking Curb!
I don't know. I think you get away with. I think you sneak away with a Curb. Just walking in the Curb, and you just get
watchable.
to a point of why am I waiting in line? And then Larry David is complaining about something very small that you can relate with in your life.
I realize
checkout or something.
I am Larry David. I understand. Like that episode where the motherfuckers who park badly and you have to park badly and then people come out, they think that you're the one that parked badly, really resonated with me because I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I would like to add this one. WWE and SmackDown to AEW, your local.
Fuck off! They are the artisanal burger joint. They are trying to be
not
Burger
the
King.
artisanal burger spot.
They are trying to be Burger King.
No. I was going to go a different route and say they are that local. You know what? Every now and then, this burger place hits, but there's a lot of times that customer service ain't shit.
They're Sonic, because I'm getting a Sonic now in my neighborhood.
Ooh, congratulations, Eric.
Yeah, it's like because you think Sonic. You think Sonic, like yeah.
Oh, okay. So Manny, Sonic only exists in some random ass neighborhoods. A lot of them in Orange County, and you get all these ads like they're local, but you probably gotta drive in our region 2 hours away or something to get to Sonic's.
Marcus really has to go to Orange County to get Sonic, and then when you go to Orange County to get to Sonic, it is not worth what you go through to get. It's just not.
Yeah,
but they got tater tots.
Now that Eric has got a Sonic, he isn't going to eat there. One, due to medical issues probably. And two, because he hates Sonic now. He's on the board of Sonic ain't shit.
El Luchador, I have a question for you. And this is the question for El Luchador. Do you think the fact that Tony has an endless amount of money is what hinders AEW somewhat? Because he doesn't have to worry about a bottom line?
No. I don't think that's the issue at all. I think his issue is he has no discipline and he has no control over his wrestlers.
But that usually goes hand in hand with somebody who just has a lot of money who thinks money can make everything right.
That's
why you have a disciplinary committee that finds people and like people don't care. Like Britt Baker has a point. Like normally when people voice their frustration, they end up on television. She still ain't on TV. And like shit. Like the thing about it, like for example, their women's division. I think Sky Blue has been on television like 5 consecutive weeks, and quite frankly, she doesn't need to be there.
When was the last time Britt Baker was on TV?
It's been months.
Yeah,
it's been months.
It has to be. It has to be like around July, right?
I'm just saying, like it's one of those things where
I think it's before
like
All In.
AEW really tries to ride the wave, and like Sky Blue had some buzz on the internet, but I don't think she's the one that you need to always feature on TV. I just don't think she's that good.
I just think that their whole women's division is done a disservice as if you watch, and I'm going to point to a show, not Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, but NXT, where it seems organic that the women are on the show instead of, hold on, let me shoehorn these peas in here of women into your meal so it's not just all steak.
No, like, can I tell you something?
And they shoehorn, they shoehorn the same women over and over. Now they bring back Riho that doesn't move the needle at all or do anything, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't know anything about Riho. Riho has never even had a backstage interview. Like, there's no point for any of this. Like, they just have their one segment a week, and no one gets mic time. It's a waste of time.
Like, jumping back to NXT, like, I would say that this week on NXT, Phelan Henley had her moment. I thought this was the strongest that Phelan Henley has looked her entire time. Like, when she gave her promo, it was done with so much bravado that even Shantae noticed, like, oh, who is this girl? Like, she stood out. And then when she said, bitch, and of course, Lash Legend stood out because she was just fucking ratchet. And, that's kind of like what Bianca did. But it was just one of those things that you actually saw the development that this performer took. When I look at AEW, I think the last time, like, Sheeta was actually relevant when she fought Sheeta. And I think we were more into D than we were Sheeta. You know what I mean?
Apparently been having seizures and shit. And I said, that's horrible.
Oh, man. Serena, get better, baby. Get better.
Yeah, and as a luchador brought up in the chat, 10K obviously don't care about women's wrestling. Then do away with it. I see no reason. Get rid of it.
I do think that he's someplace. They should put Mickey James or somebody in charge of the women's division. They need to put somebody, because Kenny, if he's still in charge, he has really done a piss poor job.
I don't think Kenny's in charge of the women anymore. I honestly think no one's in charge. I think they do the show and they go like, okay, now let's put the women's match on. Who's on there this week? Let's go Ruby Soho versus Emi Sakura. Why?
Or Statlander versus somebody else.
Or Willow Nightingale versus Taya Valkyrie.
You know what, gentlemen? You know what? We had very good conversation, but I see Manny gotta get some rest. You gotta get some rest. We'll be back later on today when we have the watch alone.
I don't like how we did that because I not even look tired.
But I know you need rest because we gotta get there for breakout deadline, whatever it's called. Because I don't care what it's called no more. Who's gonna join us tonight?
I would agree. Hayter had a little bit momentum.
She did,
but I think the what are they called? The Outcast storyline kind of derailed the whole division. I feel like
Right. Killed it because Jamie Hayter got hurt and then they didn't know what direction to go in.
Yeah. I just don't understand how you do. Saraya comes back, wins title at All In, never does an interview. Next time you see her, she's dropping title.
Well, that just goes to show that Saraya wasn't even supposed to win that title. It just so happened that they did a big show at All In London, and they went, oh, our UK our main UK attraction, Jamie Hayter got hurt. Who else we got?
Okay, yeah, I think they're going to do that to Saraya anyway, Manny. I think she was getting that belt anyway.
I don't think they were.
I just think that the thing is that he really made a mistake when he signed Saraya. I think that he invested a lot of money into her, and he thought that the fans was going to respond to her. And as El Luchador says, she's trash. Like,
the thing is, the fans aren't going to respond to her because they don't invest in their women. You can't respond.
That's also true.
You can't. The fans know this is the one women's match spot of the night. So why should I care about it? If you're not gonna invest in what's going on in your women's division with time on the show, why should we care?
Yeah,
and I mean, even if the segment, like, you're trying to put new women's people out there, even if the segment doesn't do well, you still have to keep putting them out there because eventually they'll get better and then they'll improve. Like, seeing Sky Blue week in, week out, this does help. It does not help.
Sky Blue sucks too.
Huh?
I want that for the record. Sky Blue sucks.
She does.
I'll give
it
put people week in and week out. It's the NXT method. There's a lot of women on that NXT roster who are on that show, who's in this deadline match, who at one point or another, where I went, there ain't nothing there.
I look at the same, but I look at it like there is some potential there which you can see. Like, I don't go to NXT now. Like, do you remember when we used to watch Black and Gold? You knew you were getting some type of banger, and because there was indie names in there. So you kind of go, oh, this is good. Now, when you watch it, I'm not necessarily always looking for bangers of matches, because now we're getting an emphasis on character development, which is what is lacking from AEW as a whole for some of their wrestlers, because they've got names externally. Those fans go, okay, this is so and so. Okay, we don't need to apply any type of gimmick or whatnot. I got my Stevie Turner.
I saw you do it, Manny. I saw you.
Sorry.
But with NXT, you see so much character development going on that it kind of like overshadows the wrestling sometimes, which you need. You need something to get invested in. And you've seen growth from most of the women in the deadline match, where you've seen Tiffany Stratton just come in and be daddy's girl, and then we kind of just go, do you know what, she's not got it, and then you watch more of her, and then you go, do you know what, she could be the next Charlotte Flair.
yeah, like her mic,
and you see that with a lot of them.
No,
yeah,
and
you see that with a lot of them.
I can say that going back to Phelan Henley, because I was only one like Briggs and Jensen at that point, and like. It's like, okay,
she's still the only one.
I know I am.
Briggs and Jensen are trash.
Yeah, but Marcus, they are trash. They're like Saraya. However, Phelan Henley might be something. I'm telling you, she's young Mickie James. And like El Luchador, you bring up Toni Storm has been good, but to what purpose? Who does she have to fight? Like, we're going to keep doing these. Like, they paid all that money to have to do from Turner Classic Movies come and introduce her to fight Sky Blue. And at the end,
I am concerned when Tony gets bored, when Tony Khan gets bored of doing these Toni Storm stuff, or when she inevitably has to lose the title. Much like Britt. When Britt dropped the title, Britt did a lot of nothing.
Manny, stop. Breaking news. Shohei Ohtani has agreed to a 10-year, $700 million deal with the Dodgers.
I told you.
He wanted the truth.
Woo! I knew it. Where's the hat? I knew it.
Marcus, first of all, why you act like you a daddy that just been drafted?
Did it.
Like you just been drafted.
Hold on. Shut up. God damn it, shut up. Hold it in.
Eric, now watch him play this game. watch him play this game or throw the hat back on the nail.
Wait, Manny, hold on. Marcus, leave the hat on. Marcus, leave the hat on. So we're here with Marcus the Grand Fanatic. Marcus, coming into this, I know you had a lot of reservations, a lot of concern, but now that Ohtani has been inked to deal, what do you feel going forward needs to take place?
Well, let me gather my emotions on this signing right here. I remember at one point as a little boy, I dreamed of Shohei Ohtani becoming a Dodger. I thought that, over the years we've had a lot of Japanese sensations. Hideo Nomo. Oh, that one guy that played third base. And, several other people, but never thought that we'd get the next Babe Ruth, Shohei Ohtani. And I know many years ago when he first came into the league and joined the Angels, I said he was a piece of shit and he had never amounted to nothing. But you know what? I'm here to admit that I was wrong and that Shohei Ohtani is the truth. And I will give my 0.2% of Japanese heritage to him every night when I am there. I am happy for my new overlord, Shohei Ohtani, who's going to lead the Dodgers to the playoffs once again.
All I can say is that boy is good. But, you know, $700 million, that's a lot of money, though. But, hey, well, it is what it is.
Come on, man. Eric, what kind of lineup is this? Freddie, Mookie, and Shohei?
It's a good lineup, man.
You fucking with the wrong ones.
And hopefully they can sign the Japanese 25-year-old pitcher, too. You know, why not?
You know, I don't think we need him.
We do need a pitcher. We ain't got no pitcher. But, I'm sorry that broke up very good conversation, but you're right.
I would like to also add my condolences to Mike Trout. May you get the fuck out of Anaheim as soon as you can.
He said he didn't want to be traded.
As we proceed.
Damn, $700 million. Now Mookie gonna have dissension, man. He gonna be upset he ain't the highest paid person in the locker room no more. Manny, I'm sorry that this baseball means absolutely nothing to you.
God damn it.
Yeah, this is the game I'm watching.
Yeah, I know.
Son of a bitch. Well, Manny got to see this off camera on the last show. And it did eventually land.
Why don't you just stand up and do it?
That's the whole point.
I did it. Let's try this time. Let's try.
El Luchador, I think me and Marcus have a very entertaining Brothers on Baseball, but I don't think Bob would last too long because somebody cares about baseball.
Because all we need is one person in the chat that actually knows more baseball than us. Because all we talk about is raw emotion on baseball and the Dodgers.
We still don't have a left fielder though.
I can play left field.
No, you can't.
Hey, left field don't matter. No one hits it over there. Man, we signed Cody Bellinger.
Anyway, you guys, save your baseball comments for later on afternoon.
Bring back Cody.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. We don't even need to close this show out because it's just going to be an extension when we pop back up.
The Dodgers feel like Tony Khan in his prime, signing all the top talent and getting everybody. And it looks like we're going to win the championship.
Yeah, make sure you join us for Breakout today.
When did Dragon Lee get on this poster?
He might have always been there.
Because he just got added to the match.
He might have always been there, man.
And I hope my brother Mello get his window love right here that he's asking for right now. He gonna get out one day.
That man in prison, dog. He in prison. But you know what? The craziest thing about this whole entire person, Liar Factory, like the only one that said, you ain't got time to test me there. I will fuck you up.
She hasn't got a match. Why is she on the poster?
Because you couldn't put the 7 other women in the deadline match, ready. You had to add somebody. I don't know who else. Where you gonna put Roxanne? She didn't have a match until yesterday.
I would have put Dom.
Nah, because you want to, equality. You can't just have 3 dudes and a woman.
I mean, that's a badass picture.
I would have put Trick instead of Mello. And I would have added maybe Lash Legend. Add some color to this one.
The greatest thing, Melo's there, Marcus. The greatest thing about the Lyra picture, though, that makes her ass look like she tall as fuck, but she's small, man. She wee. Like, you think that's a big woman that's about to fuck you up right there.
Again, can I point out that Deadline's happening tonight and none of us have talked about the main event? Just saying.
Because we can talk about the pre-show, baby.
Marcus, we talked about everything on NXT, Eric. You talked about everything on NXT, but you did not talk about your boy or the main event.
Because Marcus, my boy Baron Corbin is not winning this match. I know it. We all know it.
How do you know, Eric? How do you know? He burned all his ships.
Yeah, he burned all his ships, and he's fighting a man that lives in a shoebox.
I almost did it again. But nah, that's it's too, I can't take that chance because it might happen.
Put the goatee on the line.
Nah, man, I'm not.
Okay, Eric, how about this? No. Goatee on the line. True story.
No.
You put your goatee. No. I'll put my beard on the line.
No.
WrestleMania 40.
No.
Who comes out on top?
No.
Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns.
No.
Or
Eric,
let's go to finish the story.
He ain't gonna put the beard on the line unless you put the podcast sweater on the line.
I'll put the podcast sweater on the line.
We've seen you without the beard.
No. Mark's without the beard. We see Mark's without the podcast. No, we all know.
How many times the wrestlers did mask versus mask? Only to realize, he doesn't even wear a mask.
I was going to point out I don't know what can make me put the beard on the goatee on the line. It's too much.
Cody, put
It's
it
too
on
much.
Cody finishing the story at WrestleMania.
Nah, man.
Royal Rumble.
Nah.
CM Punk. If CM Punk wins,
You know what?
I keep my beard.
How about in the comments and in the email, leave suggestions of what the goatee should be wagered on.
Hold on. Eric, I have it, Eric, and I'm going to say the goatee is safe. Tony Khan puts on 2 women matches on the Dynamite.
No, because Tony Khan might fuck me over.
2 women matches.
No.
You ain't going to get no Continental Classic out of them.
Nah, man. Because we all know if I cut it off, it ain't going to grow back. We all know.
I don't know. It grows back even faster the longer you keep it.
Nah, man. I ain't got no hair.
That's why my
testosterone is messed up.
I'm just saying, you look younger. Instead
I
of
don't care about looking younger.
You should have peppered it. You got your peppered knives and goatee or whatever you call that.
Hey, man, I'm in breakout right now, baby. Yeah.
Breakout? Like you got rashes?
No, man, because fucking deadline is breakout.
You gonna break out the herpes.
Yeah. I'm having a herpes breakout. Oh, shit. Do your wife know?
All right, anybody, we'll see you guys later on. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
One last thing. Shout out to the Dodgers. Shout out to LAFC for about to become a 2-time MLS Cup champions tonight.
And also shout out
Marcus and Eric with America the Beautiful.
You know, they saw God Bless America, which I was upset that they didn't see America the Beautiful. But the quote Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. What a lovely voice. When they came out. Michael Cole put over War and Treaty.
I mean, they did their thing. They did their thing. He was out there hollering and shit.
They're
They're country artists. Black people in country. Shout out to them, man.
They country? I thought it was gospel.
Nah, man, they country.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Shout out to them for fighting that hard battle, baby. It's hard. It's only one hootie. You know, ain't many. Anyway, we'll see you guys later on today. Stay sharp. We out. I didn't even blow it up.